Hi everybody, and welcome to this GENCFO Talks. My name is Chris Argent, and I am here to host this fantastic talk on cracking the code for FP&A transformation, a playbook to success. Now, the most important thing about this today is that if you are here live, then make sure that you are engaging, you're asking questions. We have a fantastic team of people who are here today to discuss the subject. So it's your opportunity to ask questions. If you're not watching this on record, then make sure that you get involved today. And I'm going to come on to how we can do that now. But GenCFO Talks is meant to provoke us into action, or certainly meant to provoke a few thoughts. And today is going to be no different. FP&A transformation is happening. People are grappling with the subject, and we don't want this to be just another webinar or another sort of boring leadership chat. We want to get into the nitty gritty and really help you make change, and we've got some great people to do that with you today. So, as I said, this is to be an interactive session. You have the buttons on the screen that you can use to sort of give us thumbs up if you like what we're saying, or laugh at what we're saying, whatever. Use the reaction buttons. Also use the chat just to sort of interact with each other. Kira has just put in a question there. So where's everybody joining from today? It'd be great to sort of see those locations popping up so we can maybe flavor the conversation regionally. We've got Liverpool, London there straight away. And this is going to be recorded. So if you are looking for the replay, then go onto our community afterwards. You can sign up to a free trial and you can share that content or use that content again after today. So today doesn't happen without great partners. And today we are going to be talking to a great person from Revelwood who's joining the panel. And if you haven't heard of Revelwood, where have you been? They're in the US, they're in the UK, and they are a fantastic partner for executing FP&A strategies, amongst lots of other things in the FP&A and CFO space. And if you have your phones ready, you can click on that QR code and it will take you out for more information about Revelwood. So I'm just going to quickly set the scene on this discussion. So it's about cracking the code for FP&A transformation. Now, FP&A is not a new thing, but it's certainly gaining ground in the conversation in the CFO space. And regionally, the UK, I would argue, are ahead of the US. The US is kind of coming into this FP&A space. I might be wrong, but it's okay to disagree with me. And whoever's in Argentina, who's just put their location in there, maybe you can let me know what it's like. But the FP&A space is evolving all the time. And there seems to be this great debate as to what the purpose is for FP&A teams. Is it about, the reporting side of things? Is it about the forecasting side of things? Or is it about strategy and aligning to strategy and people in the organization who are trying to drive the business, make more impact? So there's a bit of a conundrum as to sort of what it is. And then we sometimes get a little bit stuck in the detail of planning. And we forget that there is a bigger transformation coming down the line. So, are you focused more on what we do, how we do it, or are you actually getting into that strategic part of why we do it? And we've seen some changes in the market already where people are recruiting economists into their teams. People are getting more technology into their teams. People are getting data scientists into their teams. So this isn't sort of, vanilla forecasting or even rolling forecasting, whatever it was, of old. This is a very new conversation and a shift in the market. So I am super pleased to have with me today three fantastic speakers. First of all, we have Steve Segel from Levin. We have Jane Carlin, former CFO of Costa UK. And we have Ian Derbyshire, commercial manager from Revelwood. So if you guys magically pop up on screen there, thank you for being with us today. Now, look, this is about cracking the code for FP&A and, trying to talk about transformation and a real change. And there was an interesting sort of stat that came through just to kick us off, where 63% of us, I think it was, couldn't forecast past 6 months, and it became quite a headline in an FP&A group that we know of. But why does it matter to forecast 6 months ahead? Are we potentially over prioritizing accuracy and forecasting, or taking a strategic view? Is it okay to be broadly right? So what's your sort of take on forecasting maybe past 6 months? And I'm going to come to Jane first.
Thanks, Chris. So yes, are we over prioritizing accuracy? And I'd say the answer to that is yes, especially in an increasingly volatile environment. And I think we, as finance teams, can get overly hung up in the weeds of forecasting instead of the broad themes. And I think with the environment that we're all working in at the moment, it's more important that we are agile and that we're coming up with a forecast that can inform action rather than validate the past. So my view would be quicker, more agile forecasting, more broadly right than in the detail of exactly by department.
Excellent. And Steve, what's your take? Someone who's in the thick of it, do you need that level of detail, or is Jane right? Being broadly right is enough for the FP&A team? Oh, your microphone.
Approach here is to pick up from what Jane's saying is broadly correct. The reality of it is that accuracy can be a restraint factor. But it comes down to a lot with what is the forecast and what is it for. So when you bypass accuracy, there's things might be, for example, transactional work versus strategic works, at which point speed is as important as losing accuracy. And materiality is this very elastic term used across finance, and we all have a vision of what materiality is depending on what it is at the time. So I think there's a level of materiality that's got to apply. In summary, if it's a very long-term forecast, that sort of slides a little bit more out, versus the nature of what you're trying to accomplish by that plan or that analysis or that data segment.